So there you have it. Put it all back together. You can see the Coke cans right there. And so I'm going to give it a good test for a couple months, whatnot. Probably just leave it in. Like I said, I'll probably end up painting it when the weather gets warmer. But that's just for people who are sensitive to high frequencies and the whole ice pick effect when you turn the amp up louder. Especially when you're using the vocals for the PA, you're not running the amps through PA, and you have to turn the amp up. It just increases the higher frequencies. And you could just go out and buy a beam blocker if you have the larger speakers, but they don't make a beam blocker for the 8-inch speakers, so just made one like this, and hopefully it'll be pretty good. And that's it. Okay, so I'm ready to make some test cutouts. I'm just using a Diet Coke. This is an 8-inch speaker, Pathfinder 15R. And if you have a compass for making circles, that's great, but I don't. So inside of most rolls of tape is about 3 inches. I'm just going to go through the house and try to find stuff that's about these different sizes. I wanted sizes that were about 1/4 inch apart so I can fine tune the highs on this particular speaker since it's a bright one. So 2 inches, that was the bottom of a can of deoxit, the small spray can. That was a film canister, the old gray type ones. This was the inside of a sanding drum sander sleeve for the 1.5 inch. 2.5 inch was a can of cat food, and 1 3/4. I can't remember what that was right now, but I also have, not right here, but I think it's the top lid of like a Crystal Light can that was 2 3/4, and I'm not going to cut that out. I'm just going to use that lid and stick it to it. And these are the other tools I'm using. Use this painter's tape. If you don't have the painter's tape or low tack tape, then just kind of touch the masking tape or whatever tape you have to your clothes or to the rug a few times to make it less sticky if you need to, so you don't mess up the front of your grill cloth, depending on what kind of grill cloth you have. Some pin snips, because hopefully I'll be able to get the size down so that I can use the bottom of this can, and the inside of the dome will be facing in towards it, and I'll just cut some strips to hold it. That way it's all contained in one piece. I don't have to worry about it vibrating loose, and as far as cutting off part of a ball or something like that, and it coming unglued from vibrations or anything like that. If it's all one piece like that, it should do the job quite nicely. But this is what I'm doing just to get started here. I'm going to cut these out and then run some tests. Okay, so I tested all these different sizes, and on most regular playing, the effect was almost not noticeable, very subtle. It's most of it when you're playing up higher in the neck, and especially if you have some overdrive or distortion, you feel more of an effect with it. So with these different sizes, the smaller ones didn't really do anything at all. You probably go as high as this 3-inch size and still be okay with it. I found this size, the 2 3/4, that's about the size of the Coke can. So I carefully cut up that Coke can, cut it all the way down to the rim there, so it's going to sit flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that speaker out and put it in place, and it should be held in place pretty good with just the speaker being mounted up against it. But I'm going to put in get some really short screws here, and put in 1 screw each on each side, and then this is just some black duct tape, Gorilla Tape, but put 1 piece of tape on each side just to hold it so that the speaker is not holding the weight of it. And we'll see how that works as far as does it vibrate too much. And if I like it, then maybe next summer when the weather gets warmer, I'll take this out and paint it. But I trimmed off the cone just a little bit more, just because it seemed like it would have been shielding the frequencies a little bit too more. So they should still do a decent job on it. And one thing I forgot to mention, when you're doing your testing, it helps to have a flashlight so you can look through the grill to center it right over the voice coil, whatever that's called. So, because when you're doing the test, you're doing it with different pieces, on the front like that. They're off because there you have the what they call it, the baffle, or the front part that's doing it. So hopefully it'll sound better with it actually closer to the speaker and with the little concave disc part of that. Because I know some people online were saying to use to order a dust cap, those replacement dust caps that are in the center there. But those are made out of paper, and you want something that's hard that's going to reflect the higher frequencies because they're more directional. While I have the speaker out, I'm going to treat the speaker to help speed the break-in process. I've already, over the past weeks, lightly misted it with some fabric softener. Regular laundry fabric softener is a really light coat, and let it dry, and did it about 4 times. Now I'm going to brush some acetone, some nail polish remover, around the glued area here. You need a chemical resistant brush, probably. At least that's what I'm going to use. Put on here. I'm not going to show it because I need to use both hands and make sure it doesn't get too heavy to help loosen the glue around there. And then I'm just going to play the guitar through the amp with the bass turned up and the treble turned down to and just play that for a little while just to loosen up until it dries. So here I got the lead channel on. It definitely moves the speaker a little bit. The acetone is still wet around there. Probably not going to do it another time, but you're going to do it another time.